Sup, bitches. Hello, so I'm back, and this time I thought it'd be fun to show a few little ideas I had for a video game. I sketched all of these things real quick, and keep in mind, this isn't done like professionally. I just thought it would be fun for a YouTube video to share some ideas for a video game that could be maybe fun to present. Anyway, so the video game in question is called Haunted, as you can see here. So basically, here you can see the main character. His name could be like Jones Alpinen or something like that. And basically, the game would be about him. He would be like, how do you say it? A leader of a team of like coal miners in like a time around 1950 or something like that. And the story would go that this man is going on a mission to an abandoned mine alone because it's allegedly haunted. So his colleagues didn't want to go. But apparently, there's also a lot of treasure there. So he wanted to go there alone because his wife needed a very important surgery that was very expensive. And so he would go there so he could pay for the surgery for his wife. Pretty simple start. So Jones goes to the mines alone, and yeah, he would basically there he would go, and he would how do you say it, like fall down a pit in the mines, and he would kind of get lost a little bit and get stuck, and he wouldn't be able to get out of the mine, so he had to go down deeper to maybe find some things to get out. And maybe for some context or like a little bit of a storyline of history. To the mines, maybe like a lot of people could have died there, or some rampage could have happened, or some kind of historical event. And so here I made this kind of cover art or whatever you want to call it. I experimented a little bit with green and blue markers, but as you can see, it didn't turn out too well, unfortunately. But I fixed this in later sketches. I had to draw all this on paper because I recently lost my drawing tablet pen, so I didn't really have a choice but to do it on paper, sadly. So if you look past the markers, you can actually see here like the title. It's got little bit of like a crooked style kind of. And then here we see Jones in knight armor with like a lamp in the dark, and here we see a bunch of ghosts laughing at him. And so then here we get a better look at Jones himself. He could look something like this. And if you pay attention, he has like little details like a scar here maybe in like his eyebrow. Yeah, like I said, it's not done professionally. I just made this for fun, so keep that in mind, okay? I'm not a professional video game developer. So, before this, I'm actually gonna go take a look at something else really quick to give a bit of an idea of how the game could work. So imagine you're kind of like in a third-person perspective. You would it would be like a story mode game. You would play different levels until you have to like fight the final boss and stuff. And so this could be like your average level. So you could have like you would be in the coal mines essentially, right? And so these coal mines would kind of be like a giant maze. It could have lots of little hallways, and the coal mines levels, they would get progressively more haunted the more you would go down the mines. And every like every level you would go more and more down and down until everything keeps getting worse, basically. So in the levels themselves, you could have things like boss fights, puzzles, treasure. Yeah, you could also have like just regular fights. So here you could have like you and enemies and stuff. And I think the way the levels would work is you could find treasure maybe in the level that would help with solving puzzles, or the treasure could maybe give you special items that let you do all sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, this is just to kind of give an idea. And I think a cool idea as well would be that the game would use cell shading, which is the same graphics that Lethal Company uses. And I think it would also be cool if you would switch perspectives every now and then, because maybe if you're like in one of those really like small tunnels and there would be like a bunch of like monsters or ghosts waiting for you, maybe you could switch into first person perspective to make it a little creepier, so you could get jump scared, which would be really fun. Okay, maybe let's take a look at some of the enemies real quick. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's just start with ghosts first of all. So remember, these are like haunted mines and shit, so you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. So, first of all, some ghosts. We could have these all roaming around in the map and have them like haunt the player. Um, we could have an ice ghost. This one could maybe like freeze you and slow you down. We could have an electricity ghost. Maybe he could mess with more of the electronic stuff in the mines. Maybe like the rail systems could be irregulated because of him, or he could mess with a bunch of stuff. Then we could have a fire ghost. He could set things on fire, maybe you on fire. Maybe he could even set the weapons of enemies on fire to make them stronger or something. It's just kind of an idea I pulled out of my ass right now. Then we could maybe have like an angry ghost. This one looks a lot like the one from Luigi's Mansion, if you noticed. He could be like really buff and strong, and maybe uh, maybe maybe he could go to the gym or something. So yeah, this could be like a really strong ghost that does a lot of damage or something. And then these two are actually more fun ideas, I think. So you can see here, I stopped using markers, like here, and I started using pencils, so you could see it a little bit better. So this could be like some kind of ghost that messes with you. He could like steal your items and even maybe steal like the key to the next part of the stage. Um, and he could just in general mess with all your stuff and annoy you. And then here we could have a jump scare ghost. I gave this one the same color because they look kind of similar, but this ghost could he could maybe like wait for you in a hallway and then try and jump scare you, and it could kind of be like a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. Okay, so I had wait, what else did I have to say? I had some more enemies over here. Voila. Okay. So here we could also have like a wind ghost or wind spirit or whatever. I thought it would be a fun idea if there would be multiple wind ghosts. If there would be one, he could like start going towards you and pull you in and like toss you around and stuff and just annoy you. But if there would be multiple ghosts, maybe they could all sort of tennis you to each other. So if you would get caught by one ghost and there were multiple, he would send you flying into the next one, and they would keep tossing you around until you could do something about it, which sounds funny. Then we have this sort of like dungeon crawler hand monster. So you can see it's like a floating hand with a chain and an eye. And I thought it'd be funny if he could like grab you and just slap you against the wall, kind of like if you look at my hand like this. Wait, I need to zoom out a little bit. Sorry. So like this, he could like slam you against the wall, or like rub you against the wall, or like backhand slap you. He could grab you. It'd be really funny. So that was a fun idea I had. You can also see a lot of the inspiration from other games. If you look at this hand, this looks similar to the one from Zelda, or like I said, this one looks similar to the one from Luigi's Mansion. Then this one, this is an interesting idea actually. So I thought, what if we maybe this wouldn't make a lot of sense, but maybe somehow I could figure it out. What if you just had a bunch of like pretty women around the map somewhere, and if you would go to them, they would give you treasure or something, or maybe a kiss, and you would get extra health. But every now and then, one of those pretty women would actually be like some kind of cannibalistic witch that would try and like eat and cook you if you came close. For if you came close. So this would be a really funny way to jump scare the player. Yeah, I just thought this would be fun. This sketch actually turned out pretty well. You can see it good here. So this could be like some kind of old like corpse character. You can see he has like a bunch of bloody uh, a bunch of bloody like signs on his body. And he's kind of like hypnotized. This could be like some kind of ghoul, some kind of zombie character that would roam around the map, and he could maybe get possessed by other ghosts to do something with powers, or he could kind of be like a character that gets influenced by other characters. So you could do a lot of stuff with that. Oh yeah, now that I think about this, I didn't draw this actually, but a fun idea I also had was, what if besides the main story game, we could also have a multiplayer mode where our buddy Jones would be able to copy, he could kind of like make ghost clones of himself, who would be the other players. And I was gonna explain this later, but so Jones throughout the game could get like a bunch of abilities that have to deal with soul powers. And so in multiplayer, every new player would be like a ghost copy of Jones in a different color that could have different abilities, and you would also everyone would work together with their powers to defeat ghosts. It could be really fun. And it would probably play like some kind of infinite dungeon crawler or something like that. So yeah, sounds fun. I have even more enemies actually. I had a lot of ideas for this video, so yeah, don't mind. Wait, actually, yeah, here we are. Okay, so here we have this kind of like spider. I couldn't really show the colors well with my pencils. So this would be kind of like this poisonous. Oh no, wait! It would actually be tick, not a spider. It would be this big poisonous like tick, with kind of like that same or this green, blue kind of poisony color. I tried to show in the previous things as well, but it didn't really work out too well. Yeah, he doesn't look that cool on here, but if I would draw him digitally, I would get the colors right. So the stick, he could maybe crawl on walls and ceilings and like try and bite you and poison you or whatever. Not that interesting of an idea, but I still thought it would be cool. And then here we have sort of like a possessed knight armor, also inspired by Luigi's Mansion. So I think it would be cool if you just had knight armor standing around in the map, and some of them would be like haunted by ghosts. And so a cool ability would be that if you came too close to the knight armor, you could maybe try and grab you and open like his face casket, and he could try and sort of how do you say this? You would have this purplish glow coming out of the casket, and if it hits you, he could turn you into stone, like for maybe like a few seconds or something like that. He could he could turn you into stone essentially. Then an interesting character here. I think this one could be like called the Summoner or something. This would maybe be like an character that would have control over other ghosts, which would be interesting. So you can see here he has like a big glass head with ghosts in it to fuel his body essentially. He has like kind of a knight-like armor. He has like a big red cape. And so here you can see him like use soul power to to do stuff. And a fun idea I had was, what if he just had a bunch of chained up dog ghosts that he could send on you like a bunch of police dogs that would try and kill you. And they could all have like different personalities. So you can see there's like an angry one, there's a scared one. This one was supposed to look happy, but he doesn't look so happy. And then this one is an idea I had for like some kind of final boss. He doesn't look too cool here because I drew him with the pencils again. Excuse me. So this could be like a final boss in the game, and I thought in one of the final stages, maybe Jones could like go so deep into the mines that he ended up into a portal to the underworld, and there he would be met with this kind of like king of the underworld. So you can see it's like a giant pumpkin that's on fire with this kind of like ghost color. He has big glowing red eyes. He looks really evil. And then he could have like a bunch of ghosts and like special monsters helping him, or he could summon them or something. And then here he has these like chain bracelets that could have like big knives on them, kind of like the ones Kratos has in God of War. So you can see it's like big blades, and he could do a lot of stuff with them. Actually, he could maybe like try and stab you and pull you towards him. He could oh yeah, he could make rocks fall down from the ceiling with them. So yeah, this could be an interesting boss fight maybe. And I think yeah, I had one more. Voila. So wait. These are some of the like in-game mechanics. I thought it would be fun as you progressed that you would find better and better armor. So Jones would kind of go from this regular coal mine guy that would suddenly start wielding knight armor he would find in treasures, and then eventually he could get like more epic armor. So you can see this one's like in black and with like the ghost colors. You could have like a big mace. This armor is kind of inspired on a Magyar from Brawlhalla, if you know who that is. Here he has like a big center with ghosts. Oh fuck, sorry, voice crack. Here he has like a big center with ghosts coming out, and he has like horns and stuff. So this would be cool, and maybe with new armor you could get new abilities, right? So another thing, like I said, from treasures you could find like a lot of items also that could give you different abilities. Maybe you could find some kind of cool soul amulet that would let you do something. You could find a lantern, like a compass, boomerangs, and you can maybe even keep treasures themselves to throw the treasure at enemies to like confuse and hurt them, which would be a funny idea. And then another cool idea I had was what if throughout the game Jones started wielding soul power from all the enemies he defeated or something to use them as attacks. So he could like use the power of souls to do all kinds of interesting stuff. So this attack, so yeah, this would kind of be like a skill tree, and I just made up some attacks real quick. So as you would progress throughout the game, you could unlock some of these, and they would get cooler and cooler. So the first idea I had in mind was Soulbind. So maybe you could like kind of grapple hook yourself towards enemies by binding your soul to them magically, and then you could pull yourself into them and start slashing at them, which would be really funny. Or oppositely, you could pull them towards you, which would also be interesting. Then this one is kind of like wall phase. You could temporarily phase through a wall and kind of like turn into ghost for a second, and then afterwards go back to normal. And so maybe you would leave some toxic plasma on the wall or something. This could be really fun. And then we have like a possess ability. You could maybe like possess an enemy or other characters. You could play as them, which would be fun. Maybe you could make them like explode, so you could hurt other enemies as well. So yeah, this is also a fun idea. And then this is just kind of telekinesis. Pretty basic idea actually. So you could just toss items around maybe. And you could do a lot of stuff with like soul powers. Yes, soul powers in the game. Because you could have a lot of fun ideas with that. I think yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say. So this would kind of be like a Luigi's Mansion if it was in coal mines. I hope you kind of understood this entire mess of a presentation. But yeah, I thought this would be too fun of an idea not to show on a YouTube video. And I had a lot of fun making it. Although I struggled a bit with drawing everything on paper, as you can see. And yeah, I hoped you liked my idea, and that's pretty much everything I had to say. Bye, bitches.